Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Click AI Radio. In this episode, we take a look at the 3 things to overcome the FOMO that occurs when you see the one with the most information wins.
Welcome to Click AI Radio, where you'll learn the secrets to transforming your small to medium business. Grant has been helping businesses transform using technology for over 30 years. Advanced technologies like artificial intelligence have been available only to large companies and advanced technical teams. Grant will discuss how you can use to leverage AI and other technologies to grow your small to medium business. As a gift, Grant is offering his ebook, AI for Sales Growth, at clickairadio.com. Now, here's your host and biz tech geek, Grant Larson.
Hey everybody, welcome. My name's Grant. So you're growing your business and you're trying to scale. In fact, you even have the data, but you and your executive team might be missing out on profitable insights. Welcome to Insight FOMO, right? So, hey, there was a book written back in 1997 by Stacy M. Clements. I love the title. It was The One with the Most Information Wins. Interesting, right? And in 2012, Tim O'Reilly was in an interview. I think he was talking about his WHERE conference back then. Anyway, he made this comment. The comment was, the guy with the most data wins. And at the time, I think he had referred to back then the NBA, the one with the most superstars wins, right? Well, today, the one with the most data wins. Or is it the one with the most insights win, right? You might have a lot of data, but you're not able to harvest the power of the information out of it. Tim said something interesting, though, back in that interview, almost 10 years ago. He said, data is the source of monopoly power. That's interesting. That sort of viewpoint, of course, it means that it leans into the benefits of large companies, right? Those organizations that have been developing massive databases over the years. So what does that mean to an SMB, right? To a small to medium business that's trying to compete? Well, certainly others think about this, and there's a movement out there called Open Data Movement. In fact, if you check out data.gov, you'll see a whole set of free data sets. I don't remember the latest number, but it's thousands of free data sets that various groups produce and certainly, give away. And while some of them have value, I find lots of times it's difficult to contextualize it for your specific organization. I think the aspirations are great, though, for people. And if you're able to leverage it, then more power to you, of course. I have found that there are 3 steps to help turn you around or turn your company around as it comes to making data one of your greatest assets, right? Let's say you've got insight FOMO. The FOMO is, or the fear of missing out, is that others are already leveraging and are competing and maybe even be winning or beating you at this. So what are 3 things that you can do to get in that game? Number 1, it's start organizing your information today, right? Your data today. Sounds simple, but in a previous episode, I talked about some of the things that go into that. Take a look at the episode called Control Your Data, or It Will Control You. And that talks about the things to do for this first step, number 1. Number 2, well, leverage an analytics and AI platform. And the goal here is, it's to use a platform that provides, I'm going to get nerdy here, the summation of many AI models. Because one of the problems when you don't have such a significant set of data as you might have, let's say, of course, if you're a Google, right, or a Facebook or who have you, then it means that you need to do a lot more analysis on this to find those good predictive behaviors on it. All right. So it's critical that you don't get caught up in the world of, I'm using the most accurate data model. You'll actually lose money in your analytics if you take that approach, all right? So number 2, again, just to reiterate, you got to use an analytics and AI platform that leverages and summarizes multiple AI models. That helps your predictive behavior, even on smaller data sets. And for a small to medium business owner, you're going to want to do that. All right, number 3. So you're going to want to leverage the experiences of analytics and AI teams that are already down the road. So AI is producing the foundation to leapfrog your competition. And in other episodes, I've talked about, wow, what the level of effort is to take on the skills to become a data scientist, right? Or a machine learning expert, right? 30 different skills and so forth. It's a lot of work. So don't do that, right? Okay. As a small to medium business owner, leverage the skill sets of others. So let's talk about what's at stake here. If you don't do those 3 things and go after that, here's the FOMO part, okay? I'm going to lean into some FOMO. What's at stake here is we're trading off these benefits. We're trading off the ability to reduce operational costs. If you do this analytics and AI stuff right, you actually will reduce operating costs. You're also going to trade off deeper customer engagement. So the ability to get better customer segmentation is a critical part of this. You're also going to trade off innovation. Doesn't mean you can't innovate without analytics and AI. People have been doing it for years, but the rate or the pace of it and the insightfulness of that innovation in terms of being better predictability in terms of where you should innovate, that's where you're going to trade off. You'll also trade off some top line growth. McKinsey reported, I think this was last year, they reported that 20% of the large organizations are increasing their sales now using AI. So top line growth is up for grabs. All right, and then last but not least, certainly, at least in my list here for right now, competitive posturing, right? This is a leapfrog approach in technology today. So yes, you will trade off that, meaning you will not get as much competitive posturing if you, in fact, don't do the 3 things that I'd mentioned a moment ago. All right, but to reiterate, some of the tools and techniques, right, to do this are very expensive. And as a result, it makes it difficult to get the ROI that you need. So this is not about being customer centric. This is about being customer conscious. And that's a critical part to this. So if you're going to do this, make sure that you go after the 3 techniques that I'd mentioned. Otherwise, the costs will become prohibitive and it'll be hard to get the ROI. And again, this is not, hey, we're going to be more customer centric. You can do that without applying these analytics and AI. But if you're going to be more customer centric, more customer conscious, that means you're going to iteate on a more frequent basis. You'll be able to look at ways to pivot more as your customers are pivoting, right? The ability to anticipate emerging patterns in customer behavior and to pivot while they're pivoting is key to this, right? So part of this is mindset. Got to be thinking that way if that's an important part of your business. Now, this means that you're not only going to be applying analytics to your business, it means AI is informing those analytics. Now, many analytics, as you know, can be backward looking, right? It's a view of what got you to where you are. And that is a helpful view. But when you apply AI to those data analytics with the right platform again, you're not only going to get the predictive insights, but you're also going to get the insights that are best for your business operations. It doesn't help as a small business owner if you get some insights that cost so much or require so much change that your business operations can't even afford to do that. So it's not about just having the most accurate model. It's about having the right model with the right level of predictive behavior that allows you to make incremental steps to move forward. So FOMO grows, of course, as we discover that the businesses around us are preparing their organizations to leverage these capabilities. And let the FOMO begin, because that is happening. Now, at the end of the day, the one with the most insights wins, as long as they act on them and stay continuously curious. That is the critical piece. So you can do insights, even if you do all the things I talked about here, but you don't actually act on it and put it into operations, then it becomes a moot issue. All right, everybody, thanks for joining. Until next time, fix your FOMO and start preparing for predictive insights to grow your business.
Thank you for joining Grant on Click AI Radio. Don't forget to subscribe and leave feedback. And remember to download your free ebook. Visit clickairadio.com now.